NFL player to bodyguard. We have an amazing guest today on the show. You know, it was so organic how we met on Instagram. People say, you know, you're never going to connect with real people on Instagram. It's always going to be superficial relationships. And let me tell you something, that is so far from the truth. This next guest reached out to me literally cold turkey on Instagram and had such a tremendous story. I said, dude, you have to come on the show and just share it with my audience. So without further ado, I want to introduce my man, Mike Savage, to this episode. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, man? Thank you for having me.
Dude, I am so happy that you actually even considered doing this, knowing how busy you are. So I want to take it back from the beginning to kind of give my audience a perspective on how you came up into playing in the NFL and then leveraging that into this new business that you've created for yourself called Savage Protection. I can't wait to talk about that. So talk to me about growing up. Like, where are you from and how'd you get into the NFL?
Well, I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia. The NFL was kind of, how can I say this? It called me. It called me. I wasn't looking for it. You know, I already had a profession, and that was, you know, selling drugs, sell dope, go to jail, and that was my mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So growing up, you know, in South Norfolk, you know, it was tough. You know, it's just like every poverty-stricken area. You know, drugs, gangs, violence. You know, prostitution. You know, things of that level. I grew up in the drug. I grew up in the drug trade. My mother was a dope dealer. She did 5 years in prison. You know, when she first met my father, you know, my father was a dope dealer as well. He's doing 40 years in prison right now. You know, and so that's all I had to look up to. You know, that's all I ever knew. You know, I ain't know nothing about, you know, being an entrepreneur. I ain't know nothing about being a doctor or a lawyer or educator or, you know, things of that nature. We always knew, you know, you hit the block, you know. So
yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So, you know, when my mom and dad met, you know, my mom's from Franklin, Virginia. My father's from a small town. You can go through there in about 3 minutes called Burgo, North Carolina. You know, they met by my father running from the cops, and he ran up in my mother's house. That's how they met.
Oh my God, what a crazy story.
What a love life, right?
All right.
So
that's crazy.
So yeah, man, they you know, he was running from the cops, and he ran up in her house. He pointed a pistol at her and was like, "Look, I'm not trying to hurt you, but if you yell, I'm gonna shoot you, you know, and I don't want to do that. You know, I'm running from the cops. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Is there any way you could just hire me until I get out of this situation, and I'll deal with this situation later? I'm just not trying to, you know, go to jail right now, you know." So she like, "Yeah, if you stand by your word, you know what I'm saying, I'll make sure, you know, I stick to my word." And the cops came to the door, asked her, you know, have you seen this guy?
Yeah.
You know, she was like, nah. So they ended up leaving. He ended up coming out the back room, tried to give her $5,000 for not telling. But she was actually cooking for her friends that day, because her and her homegirls, they was gonna get fucked up and all that night. You know what I'm saying? So she had drinks and food and all that, but they end up backing out, you know what I'm saying? So she ain't had nobody. So she was like, "Look, I got a lot of food, you know what I'm saying, if you want to eat something, you know." He was like, "All right, cool, but I only got 15 minutes. Yeah. So he ended up, that 15 minutes ended up turning into an hour, and they ended up turning to all night long of them talking, you know what I'm saying? And
the rest is history.
The rest is history.
So tell me, Mike, how did you stay out of trouble knowing that you didn't know much about the outside world other than your circumstances. So, it's interesting that you say this, because I grew up in Long Branch, New Jersey, and anybody that knows Long Branch back in the day, Long Branch, and it still is to this day, they've built it up in a certain side of town, and it's all fancy now. But when I grew up in Long Branch, I was only one of 50 white kids in my whole school. They used to call me the cool ass white bread.
That shit crazy. Where you from?
Right.
Yeah.
So like when I was growing up, when my parents got divorced, it sucked. My father had to move out, and I actually went with my father. I didn't go with my mom. And my father, like, we had a dog, and nobody really wanted to take in a dog. So like we moved to this rugged ghetto ass part of town just because we only had 30 days to get out. So, I remember being scared as shit walking to school. I had about a 2-mile walk ahead of me, and I had to walk straight through the projects to get to school. And, I would hold my breath because, like, I don't know if there's a fiend out there just wants to kick the shit out of me because I walked by him. I'm a little white kid. Like, what are you doing in my neighborhood? Get the fuck out, So like I did that for 2 years, freshman year, sophomore year. I finally said to my father, listen, we got to do something. We got to move closer to school. Like, I don't feel comfortable anymore. So, growing up in that neighborhood and growing up in those circumstances, at the time you feel like that's it. Like, that's life. Those were the cards that you were dealt, and you just gotta go with it, and whatever comes out of it comes out of it. But 9 times out of 10 with that mindset, you don't think that you can get out. And so you kind of live in this bubble. Like, that's it. So what helped you get into college and play college ball and then get into the NFL? Like, what was that bridge, or what was that support?
That wake-up call.
Yeah. Like,
the wake-up call was one day I was I got in a shootout with an enemy. You know what I'm saying? And we shooting back and forth at each other, trying to hit each other. Bullet ended up grazing me across the forehead.
No.
And on my arm as well.
Wow.
I don't know what happened to him, but we was in a full-out Navy SEAL war.
Oh, I can see the scar on your forehead too.
Yeah, that's permanent, man. That's real, and then, I saw, a lot of people around me, dying and stuff like that because of the empire that I built in Chesapeake, as far as, drug empire that I built. And I just seen everybody around me. I seen my community falling. I was making good money, but I won't lifting the community up. I won't educating the community. So that kind of got to me a little bit. Kids losing their parents and all that. And I said, I'm like, man, I never knew that I was like damn near killing my own people. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. I'm making money, but people around me falling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. So I was like, man, I ended up talking to this dude, because I ended up catching a case, that almost sent me away for like 1,000 years.
Wow.
So I ended up talking to this dude, and his name was Alex. Alex, he talked some sense into my head, and I was like, man,
what did he say
saw me
to
playing.
you, Mike?
Well, he saw me playing sports. He saw me playing outside, you know what I'm saying, and all that, because I was in alternative school. Actually, this is where I'm at right now as we speak. I'm here impacting the kids and all that.
Awesome.
I just got finished. This is my old alternative school where you go to when you get kicked out of high school. When you get kicked out of regular school, that's when you come in there.
Okay.
So I'm here now. I mentor the kids up here, just teach them the game on how to get out, But when I was here, that's where I met him at.
Okay.
I met him here, and he told me, you got tremendous athletic ability, man. You might want to try this football shit. He was like, what are you good at? I'm like, shit, robbing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're a big boy, man. Let me tell you something. If you came out with me, I'm hauling ass.
I said, man, I said, dog, all of them used to robbing and kicking in doors. I ain't breaking in no house. I'm kicking in your door while you in there, give me all that, And that's the type of lifestyle I was living, And I was the type of guy, I accepted everything that came with it. I never once complained. If I got in trouble and I had to do 1,000 years, then that's what it was, because I knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of kids these days, they do these things and they really not about their life. And then when they get caught up in that situation, they tell on everybody. Not on that, they crying because they really not built for that system. See, trouble take you farther than you want to go.
Yep.
It keep you longer than you want to stay.
Ooh.
So, I used to tell them, I tell these kids all the time, man, like, yeah, we was born looking like our parents, dog. But if you don't get your act together, you're gonna die looking like your decisions. And that's real. You're gonna die looking like your decisions. This ain't no lifestyle that you can fake and all of that, So the real gangsters really want to get out. They want to get out and make some of themselves, and I wanted to get out. So I said, man, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try this football shit.
Okay.
So I ended up going out for the football team after I graduated out of my school. They ended up retiring my jersey in this school.
That's awesome. Congrats.
That mean this school retiring my jersey mean more to me than my actual regular school, because this actually where I found myself at.
Yeah.
You feel me? This school means so much more to me.
Yeah, I feel you.
So I tried the football shit, and I happened to be good at it. Coach told me.
What position did you play?
Man, he put me at defensive end and defensive tackle. So I was playing both. And, the guys that he put me up against, I was kicking their ass so bad, and I didn't even know what I was doing.
Yeah.
And he said, yo, if you listen to me and you let me coach you, you can make a lot of money one day. And I was like, all right, cool. Cool. So I listened to him, because I ain't listened to a lot of people, because, in the process of all of this, getting back into high school, transitioning back into high school, my mama left me with some people I didn't even know. And she left out of my life. She ended up getting strung out on drugs. And when next time I seen her, she was paralyzed from the neck down.
Oh my God. Jesus.
She later on down the line died of cancer.
I'm sorry.
I was out here by myself, and so I played with a heavy heart. I got 3 sisters, and I had a little brother, but my little brother just got killed when I was in Green Bay.
You're kidding me.
He got killed. Him and his friend was playing in the house with a gun. Playing in the house with a gun. His dumbass friend was, and the gun went off. He tried to tell his friend that it was loaded, and the gun went off and struck him in the face and killed him, man.
Oh my God, Mike.
I got that call on FaceTime right before I went out to practice, in Green Bay, man.
Oh my God, Mike. You never
the biggest interview of my life. And I'm sitting there and I'm just looking at coach like, he's like, you all right? I'm like, nah, man, I'm not.
Yeah. Jesus, Mary. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. My God, I did not know about that part of the story. So,
yeah.
Okay. Whew, you got me all choked up now. Woof.
Yeah.
All right. So you get through this somehow, some way. You get into college. Well, who'd you play for?
I played at the University of Miami. We 0-2 right now, man. Don't joke us, man. We trying to find ourselves right now, man. I got faith in my boys. You know what I'm saying?
So
gang still going strong.
So you get to University of Miami. Start kicking ass down there.
Start kicking ass.
Yep. And what position did you play on their team?
I played nose tackle, but let me tell you the story about these punk motherfuckers. Let me tell you the story about these pussies.
Oh my God.
When I got there, during my recruiting process, when I got there, first of all, my family don't know shit about football. Right. My granddaddy for a country boy, he like drag racing and gun shoot and like gun competitions and shit.
Yeah.
He's a true fucking country boy. He like bear hunting, deer hunting, all that shit. We eat bear meat, deer meat, all that shit. He don't know nothing about no football, man.
Okay.
So it was nothing. It was nobody that I could go to, you know, to help me out with my recruiting process. Because I was one of the top players in the country.
Wow.
You know, coming out of, you know, entering like college.
Yeah.
And you know, so I really ain't had nobody to, you know, discuss it with. So I had to just go off of what I felt, you know, what I felt was comfortable for me. I took the visit to a couple of other schools, and then I took the visit to Miami. And shit, you know, Miami was the truth.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, I met a lot of the former players, Warren Sapp, Willis McGahee, he took me out, Santana Moss, Andre Johnson. I met all these great players that I grew up watching, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And to be standing in front of them, I'm like, this shit crazy.
Yeah.
You know, so, but the coaches, you know, I asked them, you know, hey, you know, what type of scheme we're going to be running? Because I was used to running a 4-3. Even though I was a big guy, I'm 6'4", 350 pounds, but I ran like a DN.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I could play the 4-3. You could put me at 3 technique at 350 pounds, and I could get to the quarterback. You believe me, one-on-one with the guard, I'm gonna hit home every time. I'm gonna hit home, or it's gonna be quarterback pressure. Period. You know, so I was looking
right there for a second, Mike. I want to ask you this. Where did you get this mentality? Like, you were, when you just said that, you were so confident in what you just said. Yeah. Like, you put me in any position and I will kick ass.
Well, that was my lifestyle. I've been put in fucked up positions all my life. My mama left me. I had to defend for myself. Every last one of my friends got killed. I had to stand tall. Okay. Every last friend that I ran with in the streets is dead. I'm the last man standing. You know what I'm saying? Everything, it was always survival mode for me. It was always, we had to sleep in parks. We had to sleep at homeless shelters, man. You know what I'm saying? So when I did something,
it was all in.
It was all in.
You were all in.
It was bottom line.
Okay. Wow. I wanted to just make that a point. And I really wanted to highlight that because, you know, I think we all think we get it bad sometimes, right? We all think we have the worst life, right? But, you know, and then you hear someone like you really speak out the truth, right? And then you start to, like, I'm sitting here thinking like, shit, I thought I had it bad. Like my life is a walk in the park compared to what this is, right?
Sure.
So, like, you're putting things into perspective, right? And then I also want to know, you know, the reason why I brought it up is because I want the folks that are watching and listening to understand that, like, entrepreneurship is the same way. Like, you have to have, I hate to say this, but you have to have an edge to you. Otherwise, you will get swallowed up. And so, you know, the fact that you had that on the field and you had that in life, and now you're bringing that into the entrepreneurial world.
Right.
Listen, that's a great characteristic. Now, I don't want you laying anybody out if they don't pay you. But then you're going to wind up in jail for beating somebody up. So I don't want that to happen.
I'm tired of going to jail. I don't plan on going back.
All right. So the point that I want to make is you have to have an edge. You have to have that drive. You have to have that instinct that I don't want to use the word killer instinct because that sounds a bit much, but like, I want people to understand that if you want to make it in the entrepreneurial world, that you have to come.
You gotta be a savage. You gotta be a savage, man.
That's it.
You gotta get up. You gotta get up 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. They call it the 5 a.m. crew.
Yeah.
If to all my entrepreneurs out there, you gotta get up and go attack it. Yeah. Because some people get up, they got a plan, but they don't execute it.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You gotta execute the plan. You know, because you'll find yourself walking in circles doing nothing. You know?
I agreed. Yeah. Okay, so all right, getting back to the story. So now you're playing for University of Miami. Let's not throw them under the bus in case we got any coaches, we got anybody listening or watching, right?
Man, I don't give a fuck You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, but look, hey, look, check it out though. I love Miami though. I love Miami.
Okay.
But I just had to, you know, this is why certain things happen. And I wanted to point out what a lot of kids go through now in the recruiting process that a lot of people don't know about. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Right. So what happened there? You said, did you need family members to get recruited?
All right, first of all, look, check this out. Where I come from, a lot of trust, it's hard to trust somebody.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
We come from nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and I knew this was my only shot, but I was also creative as hell too.
Okay.
But I knew this was my only shot to getting out of this fucking jungle that I was in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I came to the coach, I said, Coach, what scheme are y'all running?
Yeah.
He said 3-4. I'm sorry. He said 4-3. That's what I was looking for. I said, all right, if you're running a 4-3, I'm all in. I commit right now.
Okay.
He said, we're running a 4-3. When we got there for the first minute, solid commitment, all the newcomers got there. He said, all right, I told y'all what y'all wanted to hear. Now this is how we're going to do it.
Ooh. Okay.
He said, I told you what you wanted to hear. So this is how we're going to do it. We're going to run a 3-4. I got up and walked out. He said, where you going? I said, I'm leaving. And at that time, you know, all the players were looking like, oh, shit. Boy, you crazy, bro. You tripping, bro.
Yeah.
Let me tell a lot of people something that's listening to this podcast right now. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. No matter what it is. Even if that means sacrificing everything. You will fall for anything. This man lied to me in my face. I didn't appreciate it. And if he was out on the street, I would have whooped his ass. Man. But you know, I was in a different point in my life, and just like he was like, Mike, what's going on? I was like, Coach, you lied to me. I was like, if I don't make it here, I got to go back to a jungle, man.
Yeah.
You done took me out of a jungle, feeding me 3 meals a day, giving me per diem, giving me a place to stay. This shit too good to be true for me. I'm on full scholarship. But you mean to tell me after you use me up, I could potentially go to the NFL or I could potentially go back to the jungle? I ain't got nothing to go back to. Okay. So you disrespected me, you hurted me, and that left a bad taste in my mouth because like I told you, it's hard to trust where we come from. Yeah. You know, so when that happened, me and him already had bumped heads. He was trying to build a relationship with me, but I was already scarred from my mama lying to me, leaving me. Sure. With some people. So I'm like, who the fuck is you? You know what I'm saying? You ain't nothing but a coach trying to get paid, and whether I'm here or not, if you see the money, you take another job, you gone. You gone, yeah. Fuck me. Yeah. Fuck me. And that's how it should be a crime for them coaches to lie to them kids like that. Yeah. So but did it iron out? Did it iron out? I had a good time and everything, but it won't what it should have been because we ran a 3-4. I wasn't used to running a 3-4. I got 2 years because I came from junior college. So in my 2 years, I'm trying to make it to the fucking league. So I ain't got time to be learning no nose tackle right now. That's why I wanted to play 4-3. So I can get to the bag. Now, if they want me to play that in the league, I'll learn it in the league. After I done got my money to take care of my family. That's it. I got to get to the money first. Right. And you want me to learn a whole new defense, so now I'm about to potentially be playing like a robot on the field. Right. And that's what happened. A lot of us, we had one of the top defenses in the country, my man. And we all looked at like shit out there. Not because of our athletic ability, because we could fuck up a whole football game. It was because of the play calling. Yeah. It was because of the positioning. Yeah. Wherever you go, you look at DeMarco Murray. When he was with the Cowboys, he ran that shit. Yep. What happened when he went to Philly? Yep. And so this is a perfect example of when entrepreneurs try to put themselves in positions that they should not be in. For example,
trying to design a website. What do you know about designing a website? You know, what do you, marketing, sales, right? That's not your cup of tea. Stay out of it. Stay in your lane. Right. And that's I love that you brought that up in such a different context, because it makes so much sense as well in the business world. So,
right.
Wow, beautiful. I love how you said that. So now I'm just looking at time here. We got some time, so we're closing in fast. So I want to get to the end of the story and talk about Savage protection in a second. So, all right, so you get through, you're playing college ball, and now it comes time to get into the league. Talk to me about how you got into the league and where you at, because you played for 2 teams, right?
Right.
Okay.
So I was supposed to get drafted.
Okay.
I was supposed to get drafted. I was supposed to go high too, at least second round.
Wow.
No later than the late second round, something like that. I had that type of potential.
Wow.
But me and my girlfriend got into an argument one night, and you know, we was talking about breaking up. You know, I was yelling across the house, "Fuck you!" And
yeah.
She was yelling across the house, "Fuck you too!" And kiss my ass and all that. And somebody called the police in the complex.
Oh, geez.
Somebody had called the police, and the police pulled up, and all they saw was a 6'4", 350-pound man that was fucking angry.
Yeah.
You know, so, and they ain't asked no question. We got the tussle.
Oh,
we got the tussle. So it went from a misdemeanor domestic violence, because they call it misdemeanor domestic violence because ain't nobody hit nobody. You know what I'm saying? They think
right.
We was just arguing, but we was disturbing the peace. You know what I'm saying? So it went from misdemeanor domestic violence to assault on a police officer.
Oh, Maron.
So next thing I know, I'm in jail. I'm all over the news.
Oh.
All over the news. I'm pissed off. I'm hot, man.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at my girlfriend, because I didn't Ray Rice her, I didn't Greg Hardy her, you know what I'm saying? You know, but the media, of course, they'll paint that picture, make your face look dark. I ain't even that fucking dark, that the picture that they had of me. They, you know what I'm saying, just made me look like a whole villain, man.
Yeah.
And you know, so I wasn't mad at her. I'm like, look, she's like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Like, you know, I'm like, look, whatever's destined for me, it's gonna be destined for me. Don't you worry about a thing.
Yep.
It is what it is, man.
Yeah.
What's meant to be will be.
Yep.
I'm not worried about nothing. So I ended up getting a little shot. After everything got dismissed.
Oh, good.
Everything got dismissed.
Okay, good.
And I ended up getting a shot with the Packers.
Okay.
And when I went out there on the field, before I went out to practice one day, I got a FaceTime call from my sister.
Yeah.
She was telling me my little brother just got killed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm literally got my helmet, my shoulder pad, everything on. I just answered the FaceTime call in the locker room.
Oh, my God.
She told me my brother got killed. So I went out there. I'm going through all the drills crying, man. Crying.
Oh, I can only imagine.
But one thing I can say about Green Bay, Title Town, I love that fucking place. I love the people there.
What do you love about it?
The fucking people there, man.
Oh,
they just, man, Midwest people.
Yeah.
Is the shit.
Yeah.
Ain't shit to do out there. But get drunk. Ain't shit to do out there but get drunk and go to Packer games. But after that, man, I love them people out there. It's so much love and respect out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
From all races, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Love and respect out there, man. And after that, after my time there, I ended up in New England, and that was a little short stint. But then after that, you know, I was thinking to myself, like, I love football, but I like impacting lives. I like saving lives too. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, all this dope I used to sell, if I could sell dope like I did and run the town like I did, I could run a fucking company like that.
You sure could.
So I said, okay. I love doing security. I like I liked it. I used to do it at junior college.
Okay.
So I did it when I was in junior college, and first time I got the iced tea and cocoa came in this this club that I was at in Hollywood, California.
Okay.
When I was in junior college, so I got a chance to make sure, protect them, make sure that nobody get to them, and stuff like that. So I was like, dang, iced tea tipped me some good shit. So
that's awesome. You worked with Chris Brown too, right?
Man, we did something for Chris Brown at the little festival he came at. We did shows for like Neo, man, a lot of people, man. Like, it's your favorite artist. We done did.
Okay, all right.
If they done came through here, we made sure they got out of here safe.
They were safe.
We made sure they got out of here safe, and I got into it because I got tired of innocent people getting killed. My brother got killed; he was innocent, so I got tired of innocent people getting killed, and
I mean, we were talking about that. We were talking about that when we first met. When you called me about Nipsey Hussle just getting killed, and that
the market just went up.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. So you create this company called Savage Protection, which I think is a phenomenal name. And for those folks that are listening to the podcast and can't see you, it's Mike is a very big dude. Like, it's a big and Mike, the name is actually a nickname. I just want to make that clear. Like, Mike Savage is actually, it was a nickname that you were given as you were coming up in the streets and coming up in your career and, being so, just having those instincts to go all in. You got the nickname Mike Savage, and then you flipped that into a business name, which I thought was awesome. So talk to me about the business a little bit now. So now you focus on primarily protecting, we just mentioned, celebrities, music artists,
wealthy entrepreneurs, athletes, professional athletes.
Okay.
So basically, this is how we putting it together. So, you know how the Green Bay Packers got a facility?
Huh.
They got a facility that they go practice at.
Huh.
They got a lounge and all of that stuff. My vision, because I'm just starting my company, but it's gonna boom really fast because of my connections that I have.
Okay.
So it's about to boom really, really fast. What I want to do is get a lounge, a weight room, state-of-the-art weight room, cold tubs, ice tubs, shit for my guys to take care of their bodies, because we can go to war at any day.
That's right.
We gotta be ready.
That's right.
So now I'm all about just saving lives, man.
Yeah. So you want to scale this. You want to scale this where you have basically a team of bodyguards that get
team.
Yeah, and you want to take care of this team with this facility so that they have a place to go.
You got to try out for my team just like you got to try out for a professional football team.
That's what I loved about your concept, where it was like you actually said to me, it's like the Navy SEALs. Like it's going to be the Navy SEALs of personal protection, and I thought that was really, really cool. So for those folks that are listening that could potentially need you as a service. Now, you're not just confined into the North Carolina area, right? Or where are you? The Virginia area.
Virginia.
You would fly out if need be to do a job, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so this is not a local business. This is a national business, and you could protect anybody. So, all right, so for those folks that want to learn a little bit more about how they can use your service, can we send them a phone number? Can we send them an email? Can just say it, and I'll make sure that it gets put in the notes.
Email me at Mike Savage 1156 at yahoo.com.
Done.
You can DM me at on Instagram. I am Mike Savage.
He's got you have a great Instagram account, by the way.
it's inspirational because I do motivational speaking too on the side. If you didn't know that,
I could tell. Yep.
Yeah, so I do a lot of motivational speaking, just giving the guys in my hood hope, man.
Yeah.
You know, I really came back, you know, and I sit in the classroom with them. You know, the teachers allow me to sit in the classroom with them, and I'm like this figure that they look up to. Like, man, this dude really come back because he care. You know, because I want to grab somebody like that guy Alexander grabbed me out of here.
Yeah.
I could have went back to Oscar Smith High School and, you know, to the public school. Nah, this is my school right here.
Sure.
We changing lives, man, and a lot of guys are going back to regular school.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Listen, Mike, I can't thank you enough for spending the 40 minutes with me today, sharing this beautiful story. There's so many business tips and strategies that you could just pull and associate with this story. And I congratulate you on getting through all of this. Like, Jesus, the loss of your little brother and your parents and selling drugs and going, you know, being deceived and getting over that and playing in the league and actually saying to yourself, maybe the league isn't for me because my passion and drive is actually outside the league, and it's through Savage Protection because I want to really truly keep people safe. Like, you're really following your, like people say, follow your passion. I mean, you're truly following this passion. And listen, I wish you nothing but love and luck. And something tells me that you are going to do this.
Hey, I'm all in. Relentless.
Yeah, relentless. So here's what
don't work.
Here's what I've never done this before. 265 episodes. I've never ever done this before, and you're going to be the first person that actually gets it. So here's the deal, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
I only work with 10 or 11 people every year. That's it. That's my business. When you only work with that many people a year, you have to be very conscious of who you decide to work with.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you that because I am so obsessed with your story and that I could see it in your eyes how bad you want this. If you say you're all in, and you have to say it live, otherwise I'm not going to do this. I am going to put you through my program free of charge, and we are going to build out the Savage Protection brand. I'm going to do a logo for you. I'm going to do a website for you. I'm going to guide you in everything that you need to do to create a phenomenal personal brand out of this business. And I am going to do all of that for you because you deserve it.
I appreciate that, man. I'm all the fuck in.
All right. So here's what you have to promise me. When we schedule work sessions, you got to show up ready to go. Everything that I tell you to do, you got to do it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying, you got to spend $15,000 on this and that, and you got to do this. No. I'm saying you'll figure out a way. All right. You'll figure out a way. But as long as you show up all in, ready to go, I will take care of a lot of the heavy lifting for you. And that's just a gift for you because I know just through this conversation, you've been through a lot and everybody needs a break. And I want to give you that because here's what you gave me. And I don't think I ever told you this. When Mike and I met for the first time on Instagram, I asked him how he found me. And he said, man, you were just floating around my Instagram, meaning I guess I showed up in your suggested feed. And he said, I looked at your account and I said, I can connect with this dude. And then the day went on. And right before I went to bed, I reached back out to him. And I just said, hey, Mike, I appreciate our conversation today, because here's a guy, didn't know me from scratch, asked me what my phone number was. I gave it to him, and he called me before I could even put the last digit in. And like, we talked on the phone for like 40 minutes, and I really enjoyed our conversation. So I said, you know, you said something. So I reached back out to him later on that night, and I say, Mike, what made you say after you saw my account that you could connect with me? And he wrote back, real is rare. And I never forgot that. And that touched me in such a way, Mike, that I don't think you'll ever understand.
Wow.
Those 3 words. And I think with that being said, I want to actually go out and try to trademark that phrase. Because that's how much it means to me. And nobody has ever really put it in such a compact and impactful 3 words. And so I want to give back, because that was a gift you gave me, dude, whether you know it or not. So I'm going to come through for you like you came through for me.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you 100.
All right, so we're going to start next week. Obviously, we'll talk after we stop recording, but I'll get you set up on my calendar. We're going to show up like this on our Zoom calls, and we're going to make this happen for you.
I appreciate that, man.
All right? So you got it. You got it. Listen, so for those folks that want to check out Mike Savage, go check out his Instagram page. What is it again, Mike?
I am Mike Savage. I am Mike Savage.
Right. So check him out there. And if you have any questions, comments, you want to book him for a gig, just DM him. He's very responsive. Every time I reached out to him, he gets back to you in like seconds. So again, Mike, I appreciate you for coming on, and I'm looking forward to working with you and helping you get to where you want to be with this brand.
Man, I'm looking forward to receiving knowledge from you, man.
All right, man. Well, we got work to do.
Let's do it.
All right.
You're on time, you're late.
And on that note, guys, have an amazing day. Thank you for watching. Different format this time on the podcast. I switched it up a little bit. I actually love this new format. And I hope you guys loved it too. So let me know. Drop me some DMs. Drop me some comments after you listen to this episode. I want to know how much you enjoyed this episode. And if you haven't written a quick little written review on iTunes, head over there right now and do that. And if I do happen to put this on YouTube, drop some comments below. I really want to know your biggest takeaway out of this conversation and how it's impacted your life. So have an amazing day, guys. Thank you so much for the continued support. 53,000 downloads a month, guys. I would never think in a million years that 53,000 people would be listening to me. And it's a dream come true. And I thank every single one of you that tune in and support me on a daily basis. So thank you so much. And I will catch you on the next episode.